Hi, I'm Celeste Lennox. This will officially be the intro to both me as a person and me as the channel. So, I guess we'll start with me as a person because me as a channel kind of segues into our topic for the day. So, me as a person, I am a 17-year-old, well, I will be 17 years old come July. I am starting my 12th grade year of high school in the fall. I enjoy creative hobbies, so arts and crafts, making things. I used to do a bit of drawing and painting. I don't really do it as much anymore. My thing now is like story writing. But I don't have any like hobbies that take up too much of my time, especially come summer, and I don't really have anywhere to be. So I find it hard to keep myself busy. So this last Saturday, it was Saturday. This past Saturday, I don't know what day that was. Okay, we're not even gonna look about it because I don't even remember what day. The days are blurring, y'all. It's getting bad. Okay, but it was a Saturday. My brother was like, "Oh, you should go to kickboxing with me. Like, I feel like you'd enjoy it." My mom was like, "Yeah, I think you get a kick out of it." I was like, pun intended. That's crazy. So I was like, all right, whatever. I reluctantly agree. Wake up like 9 a.m. No, I wake up at 8. So I can get dressed so we can leave at 9 because it takes us 30 minutes to get there. So we get to the martial arts place, and on the way in, there was this game store next to it that had like Magic the Gathering in the window. And that reminded me, oh, I've always kind of wanted to try Magic the Gathering and Dungeons&Dragons, right? So that kind of dissipates as I go into the martial arts place because I'm like, ugh, gotta change focus, gotta switch gears. Still sore from kickboxing. It was fun though. So on my way out, right, I was like, we should go take a look at this gaming place next door. I kind of want to get into either Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering. So we go in, and that place only specialized in Magic the Gathering. And I was like, oh, okay. They were like, but there is this place around the corner, like you can literally walk to it. It's called Level Up Games. I was like, oh, okay. So we go take a nice little walk over there. And this place was absolutely fucking huge. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be that big. Like, you know when people say there are like cultures and people are like really into things? Like, gaming is an entire culture in its own, but this was like a board game. So I'm not thinking that it's too many people into it. Well, there are people that are into it, but I didn't think it was going to be as vast as it was. So when I walked in, I was like, oh wow. Like, this shit is for real. I couldn't fucking believe it. I actually have some videos of me just kind of walking around and talking. I met this guy, one of the people that worked in Level Up Games. He was super great. His name is Jesse. He was super great, super helpful, because I knew absolutely nothing. I decided to go with Dungeons and Dragons because I was like, you know what? I've heard more about this. I feel like that's more my comfort zone. I'm gonna fuck around with that. So Jesse was super helpful with just explaining in its entirety. So I'm gonna let you guys watch a few of those videos. I decided to do a voiceover for this part because the sound in here was so loud from everybody playing games. But right here, we're just looking at books and figurines for mainly D&D. That's mainly what these two aisles were for. We're coming up on miniatures and paint.
to create your little like scenes and whatever else. All of these tables are people playing games. At least 3 on this end that we're approaching was for Warhammer 40,000. So it's like a cyberpunk type thing. And I was like, oh, that's cool, but that's not what I'm here for, you know? So we continue to walk through the aisle, and it's still just kind of more figurines and stuff. As we approach over here, oh, Warhammer 40,000 just released today. So everybody was like urgently in there playing. You can see that's one of the characters from the game. Yeah. Here we are at Level Up Games. I was literally just minding my business on this Saturday, and I was coming out of kickboxing class, and I was like, you know what? I saw this place. I saw Level Up Games, and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons for the longest, but I never had anyone that was either willing to teach me or anyone that I knew that was doing the whole process, because you know that Dungeons and Dragons is such a long, kind of drawn out game. So I walk in here, and this is literally like the biggest this is literally the biggest like board game like anything I've ever seen. They have all of the books like that has ever been made, which I would expect, being that this is what this store is for. But coming in here and seeing it, and then all the different dice, because I'm absolutely new to this. I have no clue what to do. So seeing all of these dice and seeing all of these figurines and the paint and the books, it's kind of overwhelming for me, but it's also really cool, and I'm really feeling in tune with this. It's like, yo, this is great, because I've always loved edgy and or fantastical things. So seeing this place in its entirety is basically amazing. So walking through, just seeing everything, all the different items, the cute little plushies, that's a plus. But seeing all the different items, all the different pieces, all the different fucking board games, it's like, oh wow, like they're in this shit for real. This is an entire community. Well, because you know, when you hear about stuff, you're like, oh yeah, it's a community for sure. You're like, it's a little community, people like to do it, but you don't really hear about how it's a entire, not lifestyle, but like a whole hobby. Like, because you know, people have conventions for these, events for these, but they don't really, but unless you're into it or you have someone who's into it, you're not going to hear about it. So to pop up on this and see how grand it is, it's like, oh wow, this is for real. So coming in here for the first time, I had the person that helped me. His name was Jesse. Jesse was great. Jesse was great. He was super funny, super friendly, and he helped like basically give ground knowledge on what I should and should know, should and should not know. Because seeing all of these books here, it's kind of making you go, damn, do I need all of them? You can't need all of them, could you? No. So so he gave us the quick and dirty, right? That essentially, if you're starting from ground zero, you're gonna fuck with the essentials kit, which is what we're getting today. But also, if you wanna, because the essentials kit only goes to ground zero, literally, so it doesn't have too much detail in it. It's really about the story, so you can get your bearings, which is great. But there are also both the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster's Manual. And it's like, you should get those when you get the chance, because those are going to have more detail for you to help create your world, the story. It'll be great. I'm like, fucking amazing. What? Right? So next time we come, we'll most definitely have to get Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual. Because I plan on being a Dungeon Master. So we're going to buy the Essentials kit and see how it works out for us. I'll see you guys when I get home.
What are you guys doing here again? I'm guessing we like
This is Jesse. Jesse was a great help.
They were easy to help.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Steph.
Alright, now you guys want to check out? Let's do it.
As you guys can see, that place was so much bigger than I thought, along with a few commentary things. You did see that I did end up getting the Essentials kit for D&D. And I'm gonna, okay, I'm sorry. So Jesse, when he was talking to us, he actually gave me a few YouTube channels that I can watch that'll kind of give me a basic explanation about it. And I was like, great, because I plan on being a dungeon master. So I kind of have to do all of the creation and all of that bullshit. Not bullshit, it's gonna be fun, I know. I'm just talking because I'm kind of nervous. I don't really know what to do because as you can see, those booklets were kind of thick. And I was like, oh, they in this for real. So he gave me a few YouTube channels I could watch, like Matt Colville or Critical Role Season 2 or Dimension 20. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, but if you have any questions that you feel like I should ask, he gave me their business card from Level Up Games. I went to the one in Duluth. And on the back of the business card is a QR code for Discord. So I'm gonna join the Discord and I can talk to him if I had any questions, but also if there are any events going on, or if I just kind of wanted to meet up with people to kind of help me play the game. But I asked some of my friends because I was like, listen, I want to learn how to play this game and I feel like y'all need to play it with me because I feel like it could be really fun. And I was expecting to be like, oh, that's so nerdy, bitch. Why do you want to play that game? Like, there's so many other games or whatever, you know? Because how many people do you know on a daily basis is like, let's play Dungeons and Dragons? It's like, I didn't hear of it until, what? Internet time? Not even internet time. Let me not say that. Like scrolling through TikTok or scrolling through Instagram, and you come across that 1 or 2 posts every now and again that's about like Dungeons and Dragons. Stranger Things was a good example of that. Eddie in the new season, if y'all watched it. That's not why I want to play this game. I wanted to play it prior to this anyway. So, but I was like, listen, y'all gotta play with me because I feel like we could really have fun. So I bought the Essentials kit, and I'll probably do another video on us learning to play the game, but I'll probably do a video prior to that of me like probably going through the tips or trying the tips from Matt Colville's Running the Game series. So let me know how you guys feel about that. But inside the Essentials kit, you get a 64-page rule book that teaches you how to create characters levels 1 through 6 and to play the game. Dragon of Icefire Peak, an introductory adventure. Double-sided poster map, Dungeon Master's screen, 6 blank character sheets, 11 polyhedral die, and 81 cards describing magic items, sidekicks, and more. And I'm not gonna lie, as a first timer, that sounds so overwhelming. It's such a cool fucking box though. Like, it's such a cool box. Like, Dungeons and Dragons, when I heard of it, it sounded like it was pretty fucking cool. But when I heard about all the pages and all of the reading, I was like, yo. I was like, I don't know about that one, y'all. But, you know, what else do I have to do? So it's like, might as well try some shit, make some new friends along the way, right? It says, unleash your imagination, defeat the dragon of Icefire Peak. Dungeons and Dragons is a cooperative storytelling game that harnesses your imagination and invites you to explore a fantastic world of adventure where heroes battle monsters, find treasures, and overcome epic quests. This box contains the essentials you need to run a D&D game with 1 dungeon master and 1 to 5 adventurers. And I was like, that sounds like basic 101 shit. Let me get that. Because when I told Jesse that I needed like literally the bare minimum, he was like, oh, like you don't know anything. And I was like, exactly. He was like, wow, I haven't had to explain this since. Wow, I was like, yeah. So it was great. He was a great help. And this Essentials kit, I feel like, will be a great starting for me. Eventually, I will go back and buy the 3 books, the Monster Manual, the Dungeon Master Guide, and whatever the 3rd book was. Y'all remember what the 3rd book was. But we're not only here to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. That was the topic for the day, but that's not the only thing we'll talk about here on the channel. I personally overall love fashion. We love arts and crafts, love a good storytelling. I love a good book. And I love to talk a whole lot of shit. So, channel is just gonna be like a whole lot of that. So, if y'all wanna see some more of that or have anything specific, let me know. I would say I'd play some games on here, but I'm not even good at gaming. That's like my brother's thing. So, so it's like, yeah. But basically, that's all I got to say for y'all. So if anybody knows any good tips or anybody that's willing to help me, like with Dungeons and Dragons, that would be absolutely perfect. Hope that you guys would love to stick around and see what else I have in store for you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.